Welcome back to Profiles in Caring as we return now to the Kenyan village of Kipkaren with the group Empowering Lives International.
Now we are healthy because of you. We are now before because of you, Allah. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Lord. May God our Lord bless you forever.
It's a day of celebration in the village of Kipkaren. These children are dancing in heartfelt gratitude to Empowering Lives International and Orphans Hope.
Let's act, let's do what is right to the Lord. Show mercy, generosity to the needy people.
You see, not too long ago, these children's lives were in danger because all of them were orphaned or abandoned. But now they have family environments. They have hope. And with this new hope, these children are reaching out and serving within their communities.
These are children from Kipkaren Children's Home. They've come out to assist in some communal work. We normally come to assist every Saturday. We go outside to assist those unfortunate people, like old grandmothers and widows and other people who are not able to work on themselves. We have a grandmother here who is not able to work on herself. So they have come to wash the clothes, they smear the house, and clear the compound the way you can see it now.
Americans don't know what smear the house means. Can you tell me what that is?
Smearing the house is just putting some mud on the house.
Oh, okay. How important is it that these orphans learn about community service and helping others because they have been helped?
Because they are helped somewhere, they need also to extend their help to another person. So this is a way of appreciating what other people are doing to them. And we are teaching them to know that in future they need to help other people.
Is life hard living alone here?
So she's saying her life is somehow difficult because there is nobody to work on the farm, and in fact she doesn't have any food now to eat because the farm, nobody is working on the farm because she's alone here.
What did she feel when Empowering Lives said we are going to have all of these orphans come help her?
She felt so nice, she felt so happy, and she's so excited. When she heard that the children from Empowering Lives are coming to assist her, she became so happy and she was so delighted in what these children are doing. And she's praying that they may continue, God may help them to even continue to other people, to assist other people.
We want to introduce our children to the environment that is waiting for them. Because we believe after 22 or 23 years, this child is going back to the society.
And in order for these children to be productive members of society, ELI and Orphans Hope recognize that just living with families and helping in the communities were just the first steps to truly creating empowered lives. The next essential step? A quality private education, because most would agree the public education system in most of Africa is broken.
Few teachers were stressed with the number of population of the children in the class. 110, 190 children in a class, and a teacher could mark or assess at least only the top students and leave the rest, because how could you do it? Well, you're having 8 classes a day with 90 children. How could you see their books? How could you see what they are struggling with? You would not have time to address the issues. Child finishes 8 years in primary without knowing to read and write. That was one thing. You ask a child, which class are you? In class 8. What is this? You say, I don't know. Why? My teacher didn't come to school. Why? He died.
Kuwa na shaka juu ya jambo.
So Orphans Hope provided the funds necessary for ELI to build schools, serving thousands now throughout East Africa.
headmaster at the school was telling me, he said, of all the students, we've got the orphanage plus the community coming in to school, and the top 3 students in each semester are orphans from our orphanage.
And you ask those kids, you know, what do they want to be? I mean, they've already have very, very specific, you know, areas. They want to be lawyers, they want to be doctors, they want to be engineers, they want to be teachers, they want to be missionaries. I mean, they're not settling to just to go out and just have a family. You know, I mean, they really see themselves wanting to advance in their community.
And education is truly the most important ingredient for these children to advance in their communities. Which brings us to the next stop on ELI's itinerary, the city of Bukavu in the Democratic Republic of Congo and the ELI Christian Academy.
We had a long walk down this hill, through these homes, into the slum area, and then back up to where the school was. And it was lined with people who were not associated with the school at all. And I felt like I went in a time machine and stepped back a decade. Yeah. And the poverty was right in my face. The smells, the texture, the people, I don't think I was ready for that.
And it just hit me, even at the school, and you looked in the background and you saw how many kids were not in uniforms. Hundreds. It made me just go, my gosh, we've got 585 kids in this school. We could start another one and fill it. And it just felt overwhelming with, you know, as much as we're doing and as difficult as it is, we're not there. We've got a big job ahead of us to really, you know, work with and help these kids and give them and their families a future.
We had a chance to go and feed the students. So they put all the kids into their classes. We went up to the kitchen area and they gave us these large buckets of rice and beans. And as we carried it, we had to walk along down the hill beside one of the buildings, and there were all of these kids not a part of the school that I know who probably not only had not eaten today, but maybe had been days since they'd eaten.
Those other children could actually touch us and want some of that, and we could give that. I mean, you feel so helpless.
And so we went and we fed the kids in the classes, and when we got done, there was a little bit of rice in one of the buckets, and one of these kids who I'd watched him throughout the day, he'd been kind of an antagonist. He was a kid on the outside, and he came up and he grabbed the bucket and he took off running with it. And about 10 kids from the village jumped on him and they began to scramble and wrestle for this bucket of this rice. And I don't even know who it was, but someone grabbed the bucket from them and they dumped it onto the dirt. I watched as kids start to pick rice kernels out of the dirt. And I turned and there was the boy who had stole the bucket. And I just walked up to him and I put my hand out. And he looked at me and he hesitantly kind of put his hand out and we shook hands. I felt like in some ways love broke through in that moment. It still breaks my heart that we weren't able to give them food.
And I felt terrible about my life because I've got so much and my children have got so much.
You felt terrible, but you were feeding children.
I was feeding.
These kids were going to school because you have helped them go to school. How can you feel terrible?
I felt terrible because I can't help more. And if there was any way I could do it, I would do it.
When Profiles in Caring continues, we're leaving the urban slum area and taking a 3-hour drive out to a Congolese village where farming is on the agenda, right after these messages.